Hello, fight fans. Thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Dana White cast doubt on Islam Makhachev's talk of moving to middleweight. Moving on, Daniel Cormier says Alex Pereira is making a dangerous decision by cornering Sean Strickland at UFC 312. Lastly, Alex Pereira believes he'd be a bigger achievement for Jon Jones than Tom Aspinall. UFC President Dana White doesn't seem to be a fan of Islam Makhachev's tease of a move to middleweight. The UFC lightweight champion is fresh off his return to the octagon in the main event of UFC 311 earlier this month. Back for the first time since a submission win over Dustin Poirier last June, Islam Makhachev faced Renato Moicano. Renato stepped up on short notice, being thrown into the main event after Arman Tsarukyan withdrew during fight week due to a neck injury. Ultimately, it took just one round for Islam Makhachev to score a submission victory. Days following the win, the UFC lightweight champion again showed interest in a possible move to 185 pounds. Given Makhachev's close friendship with welterweight title holder Belal Muhammad, the Russian is targeting a jump of 2 weight classes rather than just 1. In recent weeks, both Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland have largely laughed off Islam Makhachev's comments. Now, UFC President Dana White has chimed in on the lightweight champion's remarks. Speaking at a recent Power Slap post-event press conference, the promoter was asked about Makhachev's comments. There, the UFC executive largely shut down Islam Makhachev's tease of a move to 185 pounds. While Dana White has no issue with the lightweight champion moving up to welterweight, a move to middleweight is a bridge too far for the promoter. He would move up to middleweight? Yeah, I don't know about all that. Listen, if he wants to move up to 170 pounds, we can talk. But moving up to 185 is a whole other level. For what it's worth, Islam Makhachev has made it clear that a middleweight move is far from solid. As of now, the lightweight champion is open to a move to welterweight, 185 pounds, and even staying put at 155 pounds. Regardless, it's clear that Dana White isn't a fan of the UFC champion jumping 2 weight classes right now. Daniel Cormier believes Alex Pereira is making a risky decision by cornering Sean Strickland at UFC 312 next month. As we know, Alex Pereira is someone who likes to complete the occasional side quest alongside his duties as UFC light heavyweight champion. For his latest venture, he is apparently set to corner Sean Strickland for his UFC 312 main event against Dricus du Plessis. It seems crazy in the eyes of many, and yet Alex is pushing ahead with it regardless. One of the reasons why it seems a bit strange is because he's set to defend his light heavyweight crown against Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313. So instead of putting all of his attention into that bout, he seems to be somewhat splitting his time. In a recent video, Daniel Cormier questioned the decision. What we do know is that Alex Pereira is going to be fighting a guy that could be his most formidable opponent because of the style. But we also have to take into effect that his relationship with Strickland is so strong that he's willing to travel across the world to corner him. To me, it seems dangerous. It seems risky for Alex to go all the way to Australia knowing everything that goes into a training camp and how hard that travel can be on your body when you're preparing to continue to defend your world championship. So how strong is that bond? How much does Sean Strickland now mean to Alex Pereira for him to take that risk? Because trust me, it's a risk. UFC champion Alex Pereira believes he'd be a bigger achievement for Jon Jones than if he defeated Tom Aspinall. As we know, Alex Pereira is an incredibly ambitious man. He is constantly trying to level up and add to his legacy, which is already pretty spectacular. He is, of course, a 2-weight world champion in the UFC, but there's been talk of him potentially going after a 3rd championship at heavyweight. In order to do so, he'd have to battle Jon Jones. However, while Jones has noted his interest in that bout, the overwhelming consensus with fans and media members is that Jon should instead go up against interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. Unfortunately, nothing has been confirmed as of this writing. So, in a recent interview, Alex Pereira made it known that he wants to fight Jones, although it must be said that he has to get through Magomed Ankalaev at 205 pounds first. I'm the champ. I want to fight the champ. Let's make the fight with Jon Jones. That's the fight I want for heavyweight. I know he respects me and there's mutual respect. I think Jones wants to fight me because of the momentum and the risk. He's a risk fighting Aspinall. What is he going to gain there? It's another title fight, but fighting me is a much bigger achievement. I think it's the weight of the fight. It's a bigger fight, that's why. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.